everyone! This week we have a guest storyteller. Some of you might remember David Williams, who used to run the Junior Church Summer Specials in the holidays. Well, today he's going to be talking to us about a family in the Bible who were about to enter a long period of lockdown. And he's going to tell us a story of what might have happened.
Hello, my name's David, and it seems a long time since I met some of you in our summer specials at the school. But today I've got a story about a family in the Bible in lockdown. It was total lockdown, and to begin with, it rained every single day. So let me tell you about my family, and I've got these little Smurf puppets to help me. First of all, there's Daddy, that was Noah, and then Mummy, who was Mrs. Noah, and they had 3 children, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. They were a good praying family that trusted God, and God kept them safe through the many, many months of a very long lockdown, and they just didn't know when it would all end. But let me tell you about one day when Daddy, Noah, came home from work. His face was shining. We could all tell that God had spoken to him, and he had a very special thing to say. Come on, gather around, family. Let me tell you about what God has said to me this day. We've got good news and bad news as well. What do you want first? Oh, good news, please, Daddy. Good news, Daddy, they said. Right, God wants us to take a holiday for a whole year. Isn't that fantastic? God wants us all to have a holiday for one whole year. But this boy piped up, I've got a pet dog. I can't leave him behind for a whole year. He'll forget what I look like, and Nanny won't be able to look after him for a year. Can I take my dog with me? Please, please, Daddy, please say yes. And a strange look came over Noah's face, and he said, yes, you can take your dog, and there'll be a few other animals as well. And then this one piped up because he loved playing with boats at the nearside lake and down the river. And he said, Daddy, will it be anything to do with boats? Can we have a boating holiday? Please, please. Oh, that would be lovely for a whole year. And again, a strange look came over Daddy's face, and he said, yes, the holiday will be with boats, or rather one big boat. And then this one piped up and said, oh, will it be by the seaside? I love playing by the sea. Will there be plenty of sea where we go? And again, Daddy smiled with a strange face and said, yes, there'll be plenty of sea where we're going. Okay then, that's the good news. Oh, said one of them, what's the bad news? And Mummy said, I know, it's going to rain, isn't it, on holiday? And then this sad face came on to Daddy again and said, yes, it's going to rain. It's going to rain longer and harder than it's ever rained before. And there's going to be floods, and the floods are going to be so terrible that God's going to drown the whole world. And so God's going to make a fresh start. It's like washing the whole world clean and making a fresh start with us who trust in him. But they said, oh, but why? Surely they can't be that bad. But Noah said to the first one, do you remember when you came home from school yesterday? You were in floods of tears because you'd been bullied all day. God doesn't like those sort of things going on in his perfect planet. And then this one piped up and said, but are you sure? Said, well, said Daddy, you remember when you were in the play park yesterday and you're on the swings and you're staying out on your own until you saw those nasty looking louts coming through the park and you ran home for safety. God doesn't like those sort of things happening. And then, do you remember what you said at school? That you heard that last week someone had been killed in the next street in broad daylight. God doesn't like those sort of things happening. So yes, the world is under judgment, but God has promised to keep us safe. Promised to keep us safe. But we've got to build a boat. The biggest boat that's ever been made before. It takes us a long time, but then we can go and live it and be safe. Oh, said this one, will it be in the Guinness Book of Records, Daddy? Will it be in the Guinness Book of Records? No, said Daddy, and this time he had a smile on his face. That book hasn't been invented yet, but it will be in God's book, in the Bible, and people will read about our story forever and ever, in all the centuries to come. So that's the story. What would you like to do about it? I'll tell you what I'm doing. I've got a block piece of wood, scrap piece of wood, try to smooth off the edges with a bit of sandpaper or a rough brick, and then perhaps a hole in it to tie it to your door handle, and then written my name on it, David. And I've written one of the nice Bible verses, have faith in God. I have faith in God. This family had faith in God. I hope you do, as God will keep you safe for time and eternity. Goodbye for now.
Thanks, David. If you want to make the door hanger that David talks about, you should have already received some materials so you can have a go at home. Younger children would have received a card shape, and older children would have received some wood and some sandpaper. You might want to wear gloves to protect your hands from splinters when you're sanding and smoothing it down. Once you finish shaping it, you could write on it as David suggests, and you could decorate it with pens and paint and hang it on a door handle to remind you that you too can depend on God. This wood will not sink, and neither will we if we trust in God. See you next time. Bye!